After 15 years of natural training, most people assume meaningful muscle gains are simply no longer possible to achieve. This year, one controlled year-long experiment proved that assumption completely wrong, with DEXA scans and ultrasound measurements confirming every result. The experiment produced 2.7 pounds of lean mass gained, with measurable additional peak added to the biceps over 12 months. Today, we are covering every exercise that made that happen, along with the exact technique cues that drove each result. Starting with the chest and the single exercise that produced more pectoral development than anything else throughout the entire year. The incline barbell bench press was selected over the incline dumbbell press specifically because of the barbell's superior progressive overload potential. Dumbbells become awkward and unwieldy once you reach significant strength levels, making consistent small weight increases genuinely difficult to execute. The barbell allows you to add small incremental weight week after week, which is exactly what progressive overload requires for consistent muscle growth. Research from Chavez and colleagues confirmed that a 45-degree incline press grows the mid and lower chest equally well as flat bench. The incline press also grows the upper chest significantly more than flat bench, making it genuinely the more efficient choice for complete development.
Two exercises instead of flat press and overhead press become unnecessary when the incline press covers all three chest regions simultaneously. The main technique cue is using a slightly narrower grip than feels instinctive, which increases range of motion and adds additional tricep engagement. Control the descent and pause briefly at the chest before pressing up and slightly back rather than straight up toward the ceiling. Never bounce the bar off the chest because progressive overload only counts when technique remains consistent across every single session throughout the year. The second chest exercise shifts from heavy compound loading to pure pectoral isolation using the seated cable fly variation. Set a bench far in front of the cable machine, grab both handles and ease yourself into the seat before beginning. Sweep the weight out in a wide arc on the negative rather than pulling it straight back, which maintains better pectoral tension throughout. Focus on bringing your elbows together rather than just your hands, which keeps the tension on the chest rather than shifting it to the triceps. Keep your elbows up throughout the movement because dropping them puts the pecs at a mechanical disadvantage and reduces the quality of every repetition. Moving to the back, which was where the most significant development occurred across the entire 12 months of the experiment.
Weighted pull-ups deserve to be ranked among the absolute best exercises available for building a complete and impressive back from top to bottom. Your lats handle shoulder extension during the pull, while your mid-traps and rhomboids engage fully during scapular retraction at the top. Your biceps assist with elbow flexion, and your core engages for stabilization, creating a genuinely comprehensive training stimulus from one movement alone. Think about getting your chest to the bar rather than simply clearing your chin over it during each repetition performed. This mental cue keeps you in better control of the movement and ensures your back is doing the actual work throughout. Drive your elbows down and in rather than thinking about pulling with your arms, which keeps tension on the lats rather than the biceps. Progression over the year went from 30 pounds for 6 reps to 60 pounds for 6 reps, representing consistent, straightforward progressive overload applied weekly. The side delts improved significantly throughout the year, and high cable lateral raises with the pulley set above shoulder height deserve credit for that. Cables provide consistent tension throughout the full range of motion, while dumbbells have no tension at the bottom, where you need it most. Setting the cable higher makes the movement hardest when the delts are most stretched, which is where the most productive tension occurs.
A study comparing cable lateral raises to dumbbell lateral raises found both produced similar side delt growth after 8 weeks of training. This means if cables are unavailable, dumbbells still work effectively. But the key with either variation is feeling the side delts working specifically. Sweep the weight out rather than lifting it upward, which prevents the upper traps from taking over and stealing tension from the delts. Standing against a wall and pushing your arm outward against your forearm teaches you the exact feeling you should replicate during every set. The next back exercise activates every single muscle from the neck all the way down to the hips in one movement. The deficit Pendlay row, performed standing on a bumper plate, increases the range of motion, giving the lats a deeper stretch at the bottom. Getting your torso fully horizontal is essential because gravity then pulls directly against your scapular retractors, forcing the mid-traps and rhomboids to work maximally. Keep the positive explosive, but slow the negative down significantly to maintain eccentric tension and maximize total muscle activation per repetition completed. Use straps on this exercise to prevent grip from limiting the back stimulus, which is the primary target of the entire movement. For triceps, one exercise stands out from every other available option based on the clearest research findings available on tricep development.
The cable overhead tricep extension outperforms pushdowns, producing 50% more long head growth, 40% more lateral head growth, and 40% more total tricep growth. Most people make their setup mistake before the first rep by setting the cable too low and wasting energy getting into position. Move the cable higher, squat underneath it, lift the weight into position with your legs, take a step forward, and begin the set. This small adjustment eliminates wasted energy and lets you direct all your effort into actually working the tricep rather than fighting poor positioning. For biceps, a comparison between the Beijing cable curl and the classic preacher curl revealed non-significant trends, slightly favoring the cable variation. The study had only 15 subjects and ran for 10 weeks, which means statistical significance was difficult to achieve at that sample size. The honest conclusion is that both exercises likely grow the biceps very well, and alternating between them provides the most complete development over time. The Beijing cable curl offers a combination of long muscle length and high tension in the stretched position, making it a strong primary choice. Adding preacher curls and hammer curls on a second weekly training session ensures the biceps are hit from multiple angles and across different rep ranges.
Hammer curls target the brachialis and brachioradialis, which contribute to arm thickness and overall arm size in ways standard curls cannot fully replicate alone. Here is the complete workout: incline barbell bench press, seated cable fly, weighted pull-ups, high cable lateral raises, deficit Pendlay row, cable overhead extension, Beijing cable curls. Every last set of every exercise went to absolute failure every single time, without exception, throughout the entire year-long experiment. This non-negotiable failure commitment, combined with weekly progressive overload on every exercise, is what actually produced the measurable gains confirmed by the DEXA scan. The exercises themselves are not revolutionary. What made the difference was the combination of evidence-based selection and relentless consistency applied over 12 full months. 15 years of training, one structured year of doing the right things consistently and precisely, 2.7 pounds of lean mass gained. That result proves the approach works, and these 7 exercises represent the clearest available roadmap to a genuinely impressive upper body transformation.